1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Friha Hassan. First, the headlines. Pakistan has reiterated its commitment for lasting peace and stability in Afghanistan. Advisor on Commerce says Pakistan's trade with African countries has reached over $4 billion. 7 brave Frontier Corps Balochistan soldiers embraced martyrdom while repulsing terrorist attack on their checkpost in Harnai, Balochistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Hurriyat leaders and organizations have said the Modi-led fascist Indian government cannot break the Kashmiris' resolve for right to self-determination through killings and mass arrests. Turkey has called on all parties in Libya to support political talks and contribute to reaching a political solution in the country. And presidential elections are being held in Niger and Central African Republic today. Now the news in detail. Pakistan has reiterated its commitment for lasting peace and stability in Afghanistan. In a press release today, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said Pakistan desires and continues to support a peaceful, stable, united, independent, democratic, sovereign and prosperous Afghanistan. He said as the Afghan peace process is making encouraging progress towards a political solution of the conflict, it is important for the negotiation parties to seize this historic opportunity by avoiding accusations and demonstrate wisdom, sagacity and vision for the larger objective of lasting peace and stability. He said Pakistan's efforts are acknowledged and appreciated by the Afghan society and the international community. He said Pakistan's long-held position was vindicated when Islamabad's serious efforts facilitated important breakthroughs in the peace process like US-Taliban peace agreement, commencement of intra-Afghan negotiations and agreement among Afghan parties on the rules and procedures. Pakistan has also continued to express its deep concern at the increasing level of violence in Afghanistan, and Prime Minister of Pakistan repeatedly has reiterated his calls for reduction in violence leading to ceasefire. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the government is left with very little funds to spend on the people as half of the revenue collections are being used for debt repayment. In a Facebook post today, the Prime Minister said he is well aware of the needs of the people, but when corrupt rule the country, the entire system under which people's needs should be served is destroyed. He said if we don't punish such people, what kind of example we are setting for our children? Minister for Science and Technology Chaudhry Fawad Hussain has said Pakistan Democratic Movement is falling apart as the PPP has distanced itself from the narrative of Nawaz Sharif and Maulana Fazlur Rahman. Talking to newsmen in Lahore today, he said the politics of PMLN is based on enmity with Prime Minister Imran Khan. That is why people have rejected it. Fawad Chaudhry said after this, the JUIF, the PMLN will also disintegrate. The minister said Indian and Israeli lobbies are behind PMLN leader Nawaz Sharif's anti-Pakistan narrative. Advisor to Prime Minister on Commerce Abdul Razak Dawood says Pakistan's trade with African countries has reached $4.18 billion. In an interview, he said as a result of Pakistan's new engagement with African countries through Look Africa campaign, exports to Africa increased by 7% last year. The advisor said for the first time Pakistan will participate in International Khartoum Fair next month. He said Ministry of Commerce has also organized Pakistan-Africa Trade Development Conference in Nairobi, Kenya next month. A Pakistan Army aviation helicopter crashed due to technical reasons in Minimurg, Gilgit-Baltistan today. According to ISPR, the helicopter was evacuating body of Shaheed soldier Sipahi Abdul Qadir to CMH Skardu that crashed due to technical reasons. Pilot Major Muhammad Hussain, Co-Pilot Major Ayaz Hussain, Naik Inzamam Alam, and Sipahi Muhammad Farooq embraced Shahadat in the crash. Terrorists attacked Frontier Corps Balochistan post in Share-e-Harnai, Balochistan late last night. According to ISPR, during intense exchange of fire, 7 brave soldiers embraced Shahadat while repulsing the raiding terrorists. Area has been cordoned off and escape routes have been blocked to apprehend the fleeing miscreants. A large-scale search and clearance operation is in progress. In a press release, the spokesperson of ISPR said such cowardly acts by inimical elements backed by anti-state forces will not be allowed to sabotage hard-earned peace and prosperity in Balochistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has expressed grief over the martyrdom of 7 FC soldiers as a result of terrorist attack on FC post in Harnai, Balochistan late last night. In a tweet, he expressed his heartfelt condolences and prayers for the bereaved families. He said, "Our nation stands with our courageous soldiers who face attacks from Indian-backed terrorists." Minister for Interior Sheikh Rashid Ahmed and Minister for Information and Broadcasting Syed Shibli Faraz, in their separate statements, have also condemned the terrorist attack on FC personnel. The 13th death anniversary of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto Shaheed is being observed today. A public gathering on this occasion is being held at Gadi Khuda Bakhsh Bhutto, where Chairman Pakistan People's Party Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and other party leaders will address the participants. This is Radio Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Hurriyat leaders and organizations, while paying rich tributes to the Kashmiri martyrs, have said the Modi-led fascist Indian government cannot subdue the Kashmiris through killings and mass arrests. They expressed these views in their statements in Srinagar today while reacting to fresh killings and arrest spree in the Indian illegally occupied territory. The Hurriyat leaders and organizations said Kashmiri people are being killed and booked under false charges to break their resolve for right to self-determination. They asked the international community to break the silence on deteriorating rights situation in the territory and make India accountable for its blatant violations of international laws in the territory. Turkey has called on all parties in Libya to support political talks and contribute to reaching a political solution in the country. Speaking during a visit to Turkish troops in Tripoli today, Turkish Defense Minister said any move other than the political talks is wrong. In Niger, presidential election is being held today. President Mahmoudou Issoufou, who was elected in 2011 after the country's last coup in 2010, is voluntarily stepping down after serving 2 5-year terms. In the Central African Republic, presidential and legislative elections are being held today amid civil war in the country. UN peacekeepers and local and Rwandan troops have been deployed in Bangui as a new rebel offensive threatens the capital. The first ever International Day of Epidemic Preparedness is being observed today to advocate the importance of prevention, preparedness, and partnership against epidemics. In a message on the occasion, the World Health Organization's chief, Tedros Adhanom, said it is time to learn lessons from the COVID-19 pandemic. And now cricket on the second day of first cricket test at Manganui against New Zealand. Pakistan in their first innings were 30 for 1 at stumps today. Earlier, New Zealand in their first innings were all out for 431. And finally, the weather. Cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain snowfall is expected in Upper Punjab, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir and its adjoining hilly areas. Dense fog is likely to prevail in central, southern of Punjab and Upper Sindh. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.